quiet seaside town, an evil laid to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Friends, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, The Roots of Ruin, episode 100. Oh. It's me, Lars Casteen. I'm here. I'm your GM. I'm your host. I'm a number of other things, saying hello to you for the 100th time. And I'm also saying hello for that same number of time to Robin Lange.
Lars, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We made 100, or well, I guess we've made 99 episodes. We're making the 100th.
We're currently we are partway through the 100th episode, and I think so far it's been a doozy. It's good to see you. Glad to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Thrilled, as a matter of fact. Thrilled to be here.
Fantastic. Good. Zoe Chernicoff is here as well.
Hello. Also thrilled. 100 times over thrilled.
David, the Tin Man Chernicoff is here.
Good 100th time, Lars.
Ooh,
good 100th time.
Nailed
a new
it.
one.
I think it's only going to work this once. But
well, if you do it again, it suggests that maybe it's not a good time because it's like it's still just been 100 good times.
I tell you what, we'll save it for episode 200. That'll be the time to bring it back.
That's probably the best
I
time.
like that. Yeah.
And it's the best time to say hello right now to our Matt Humphreys.
Good that time for the 100th time, y'all.
Oh.
I'm so thrilled.
I'm thrilled too. It's we're going to have a great show tonight. We've got a big special announcement coming up, but before we get to that, I just wanted to take the time to sort of slow things down for a little bit here on this 100th episode. And I just wanted to talk to you, the listener, for a second. When we started making this show, I don't think any of us had any idea if anyone was going to listen to anything that we had to do on this show. I think we all know, and I think a lot of people out there who do creative stuff know that the experience of working on things, there's a really good chance that nobody's ever going to listen to it. And most of the time in my life, when I've done creative work, that's been something where I know, like, well, I'm going to be into this, but I don't know if anybody else is going to be into this. And I thought that Tabletop Gold could easily be another project like that. And I had sort of like steeled myself before we released those first few episodes on the first day that we put stuff out, like ready for it to just kind of like disappear into the internet and that to be the end of that. But basically from the first day that we put the show out, we have had people who keep coming back week after week to listen in on what it is that we do in our game and what it is that we do here on the podcast. And it's made it so that the show has grown to the point where you all, our listeners, the Golden Horde, the Friends of Hoot, whatever you want to call yourselves, you're getting out there and you're downloading our show thousands of times each week, which is something that is beyond anything that I ever expected, like imagined, dreamed was possible. And I really want to take this time to try to help you understand that it's not something that I take for granted that you're out there listening to this show. I have loved playing games my whole life. As a kid, I spent tons and tons of time hanging out at the local games shop down the street from where I lived in Charlottesville. But games can also be a lonely thing to love. Like, I totally know the experience. I've had this experience many, many times where I've fallen in love with the game. I've like imagined what it's like to play this game. I've tried to get people invested in making it happen. And I've just never been able to find anybody willing to play the game with me. To me, there are like two sides to games. If you've got some people that you can connect to through a game, games are great. And if you don't, games can leave you like sadder than you were and like more lonely and more isolated than you were before you started thinking about playing something. And I think that putting out podcasts, trying to make things that you want people to enjoy, especially on the internet, can be the same way. And I want you to know that the thing that I believe makes a show great isn't that the jokes are funny, isn't that the writing is good, and it isn't like that the French accents are perfect and everybody loves them all the time.
Mon Dieu!
The thing that makes a show great is a great audience. And I want to thank you for being part of what it is that we're doing and making it so that the experience of recording this, putting this out, and making the show itself a great show. I think that you listening are a huge part of that.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
I want to throw things to the rest of the group for a bit, but while we're here at the beginning of the 100th episode, it's a good time for me to let you know that like we're really working hard to keep up our end of the bargain by giving you podcasts that capture the fun and drama and excitement that games like this can do at their best, and that we've got more great stuff that we can't wait to share with you this year. And also, I just want to keep hanging out, rolling dice, doing silly voices, and telling a great story. So that's my spiel for today, the 100th episode.
I love it.
I would applaud you, but I know it's just going to show up as a whole bunch of slates on the recording, and that'll be really hard to deal with.
That's your 100th episode.
And God forbid you
That's
slate in that many
So I
times.
guess we'll do the silent applause.
Oh yeah,
applause.
we could do a little
Ooh.
or tennis snaps.
Tennis snaps?
Yeah.
The verdict is in, Lars. That ruled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's so. That's
Yeah.
that was lovely and very well put.
How are you guys feeling about 100 episodes? How are you guys doing? That's what I'm thinking about. How are you guys feeling?
I feel like completely tickled.
Yeah?
Like if you told me, so we started this. I mean, I guess it would have been May because it's 104 would put us at a full 2 years, right?
Yeah,
So
but we
started
also
this
put 3 out. Like the numbers.
Yeah, that's true. Right. But anyway, so like let's say it's May 2021. If you told me in like May of 2020, like the world was a dark and confusing place in May of 2020, at least for me. I know many people out there were having the time of their lives. What fun May of 2020 was, right? But like what a serendipitously lovely thing to have had fall into our lives. Like this is, various of us came to this with different levels of experience, but like what a fun way to tell stories and play games and hang out and be ridiculous and, needle each other in small, silly ways, but also have a good time hanging out. Like, it's just like, it's so amazing to me. We've been doing this for 2 years and also like such a pleasant part of my week and month and year. And, here's to 100 more.
Here's to 100 more. We'll be
Heck yeah.
midway through book 2 in 100 episodes. So strap in for that.
I mean, yeah, it's like I was thinking as I was getting ready for the episode today for a recording session that honestly, it didn't, while I'm excited for the milestone, it didn't really feel any different today because working on this podcast with you guys has become such a regular part of my life. It's just purely because we use base 10.
It's all because of base 10. If we used base 2, we would have reached 100. Like, what is that? 6
so
episodes
long
in?
ago.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to advocate for the logarithmic scale. Come on.
Oh.
That's going to be, we'd be at like 10,000 right now. And so,
I just want to thank all of you for diverting this conversation to an emotional register that I'm much more comfortable with.
Mathematical base.
Yeah.
Not
What
base
are
systems.
your best math bits, David? What do you
The old Tin Man strikes again.
I probably should have some math jokes ready to go. No, I agree. The gift that this show has been to me personally, I mean, especially starting at the time that it did, which was again just such a grim moment. The game alone would be a gift, and the chance to share it with other folks, and the fact that the people who have come together around this show are such a warm and lovely, kind group of people, like just putting to the lie, the stereotypes of online communities,
Yeah.
that, of bickering or, having people, that need to be moderated heavily. I mean, it's just a lovely thing to be a part of, that's come together and to just get to participate in. And I don't remember if I've said this on the show before or only in our own group chat, but every time I am in the channel on our Discord where people get together for games, to find games of their own, my heart just shoots rainbows like a Care Bear. Like, I think that's just the most wonderful thing, that folks are finding each other and having their own games and having fun. And the way that they found each other in the first place was by enjoying this game that we're playing together. It's just the purest good thing.
100% agree. Completely agree.
In a world that sometimes doesn't have that many pure good things, but that is one. So I'm also, I'm just so grateful that there's people to share this with.
Yeah, I so agree. As a kid growing up reading source books without anyone necessarily who would be interested in playing, or even just being like, oh man, that feat is so cool, or able to share in the sheer delight and joy that these games have brought me. Like, I just don't think I ever imagined I would get to do so with such a passionate and fun and sense of good cheer group of people, community.
Oh, do you have another game?
Yeah, it's humbling, and it really is just such a pure piece of joy in my life every week, and something I always look forward to. And I'm really grateful to get to be a part of this. And here's to 100 more episodes. I want to do 1,000 episodes.
Lars, can you write more books?
Oh, yeah.
Abomination Vaults 2, the more Belcora-ing.
Abominationer Vaults.
I've got the Belmora.
Oh, Belmora.
Belmora the same.
Belmora the same.
But
David, we got a big announcement. We're gonna have, I think, a number of exciting and fun announcements this coming year, but we got a big one today that you're gonna be sharing with us. What is that announcement?
We got everyone a gift for our 100th episode, which is
cars. We got you all cars.
Yeah, look under your chair.
You get a car. And you get a car.
Yeah.
Have fun with those taxes, guys.
Which is a new tabletopgold.com.
Woo!
Ow! A website.
Did it.
A website that is more than just a link tree. Now, we know you have tabletopgold.com bookmarked, and you go to it all the time just to look at all of our social links in a vertically stacked list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you visit that bookmark, you will find much more than that.
You're telling me that there's a new website at tabletopgold.com?
.com?
There is, and it's awesome, and you should check it out. There are pictures of us if you want to just forever corrupt the visual pictures of each of us that you have so carefully crafted in your heads for the last 2 years. And there's also, launching along with the site, is our very first merch store.
Merchandise.
Merch?
There's some fun stuff. There's t-shirts, there's hoodies, there's hats, there's mugs, there's stickers, there's a handful of things that will only make sense to you and the other Tabletop Gold lovers in your life because they are more obscure than our logo on a t-shirt.
Wear them to the game store.
Listen, you're not listening to a podcast for 100 episodes because you don't like inside jokes.
Right.
If you want inside jokes on a t-shirt, come on down to tabletopgold.com. You're gonna love it.
Lars, you're
Yes.
even wearing one of those t-shirts right now. Is it like comfy and smooth and soft against your skin?
I
Yeah.
actually really love this t-shirt. I'm wearing a standard white Tabletop Gold logo tee right now. It feels good. I think it looks good. People are asking me, wait, you're the guy from Tabletop Gold? No, they're not asking me that. But I love it. I think it's a great tee. I feel it's like in my rotation now as one of my favorite t-shirts to wear. So I'm
I have
doing
more
it.
opinions on your Yankees cap than
That's
your
right.
shirt.
I feel like we're also open to suggestions of merch people would like to see. We can't promise it, but we want to hear feedback. What else do you want?
Absolutely. We want to hear
Don't
feedback.
offer it until you've bought a couple of things on the site, I will say, right? Like
Yes, of
5,
course.
7.
Right.
You want to
Everything.
yeah,
Everything.
everything.
Let's put it this way. Anyone can submit ideas and suggestions, but if you actually want us to take them, you also need to
Yes.
upload a photo of yourself with some gear. That will qualify you to have your ideas considered. But no, we'll open up a new merch suggestions channel on the Discord at or around the time that episode 100, this episode posts. But yeah, for now, like, go take a look, tell us what you think. And yeah, I guess we should also say thank you and a shout out to our lead designer, Johnny Silver, who's been super awesome to work with and put together a fantastic site. You can find his stuff at johnnyagdesign.com. He did not ask me to do that, but I told him I was going to do it anyway. And then our character art.
I think that's actually a huge reason. If you're like, I don't have a body, I don't want to buy a t-shirt. That's fine, but if you got eyeballs, you got to go to this website and check out this character art that we've got,
Yes.
because it's the first time we've had official character art, and it looks awesome. Our character artist is Jean Gerke. You can find their artwork on Twitter, twitter.com/Odin Gerke. That's ODINGERKE. Or you can just go to tabletopgold.com and see some of his work there. We have been searching for so long to find character art that we're into, and the way that the art that we eventually found for the website came together, I think is great. I think if you want to see how we think these characters look, head on over and check it out, because that I think is worth the price of admission, which is, again, free.
Yeah, it's a very affordable
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
Except for all the merch you have to buy if you want
The
to
merch
get the
costs
merch.
Yeah, you
$20.
should you should buy merch.
Yeah.
If you try to navigate away from the page, you're it's a microtransaction you have to buy.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's right.
One bumper sticker.
Yeah.
So please visit and then refresh a lot, I guess. But yeah, so that's happy 100th episode to to everyone out there and to everyone here, and we hope you enjoy.
Thanks, David.
Yay.
We did it.
Thanks, Lars.
Hey,
Episode
thanks,
100.
Lars.
Let's get into our game, shall we? Let's make it happen.
Woo.
Oh, right.
Your first foray into the 6th floor of the Dungeons Below Gauntlet ended with an unexpected rescue mission. You've just managed to sneak 3 intelligent humanoids, an old gnome, a drow scout, and a skulk with a shattered mind, out of the Warped Brew Tavern's kitchen, and now you stand once more on the dungeon's 5th floor. But as you were preparing to send your evacuees back to their subterranean lives, Ao has shared a harrowing story of her own escape. An escape from a family threatened enough by her burgeoning magic to subject her to some sort of transformative process. And now, Ao has made a promise to bring the Abomination Vault's flesh-warping operation to a violent end. And that's where we are picking things up. This is a new 5. It's episode 100. I don't know if we mentioned that yet. But that means that everybody has got new hero point cards submitted by the folks at our Discord server. It also means that everybody is reset to 1 hero point. And where
Bah.
we pick up the scene, Ao has just promised to slaughter the flesh warpers in this battle-shattered dining room. What do you do?
I think we have to start with Ao here. What does Ao want to do?
Well, Ao wants to get downstairs and slaughter some flesh warpers. We've got these 3 friends here who we've spent a considerable amount of time putting into bags and carrying away from places. So I don't know that Ao is super focused on them, but also I think she wants them to clear out so that they can get back to the task at hand.
If I may, I think that the way that they've been behaving is probably enough to convince Ao that they have this situation in hand. The drow has been like, I'm going to go back home. The gnome says, I'll take this lady to Baltimore. And and it seems like they're...
Who knew that was the name of the underground gnome enclave?
It's in the Lost Omens World Guide on page 9. But yeah, the like Ao as a person with a singular mission, my guess is that the extent to which these people just needed to be saved from the kitchen and are now capable of taking care of themselves is probably enough to put Ao's mind at ease.
So she walks over to the woman with no hands, and she grasps her on the shoulders, looks her straight in the eyes, says, I hope you can find those hands. I know I'm still looking for mine. And she turns on her heel and heads back towards the hallway.
Well, Ao, are you sure you want to go down those stairs, or do we want to find different stairs? There's got to be more than one entrance down to the next level.
And Ao sort of like looks back at Troll, and she's like, "These are the stairs we know about."
Robin, what are you doing to me?
Lars's face is
Robin is like,
doing
this dude has been preparing every combat encounter around the stairs that we just came up. What if we just search around for the other stairs and go down that instead?
Your face.
Are you kidding me, Robin?
Fury at me.
What on earth? What did I do to you?
I was just trying to make sure we were doing the most tactical option.
Oh my God.
Lars, to be fair, it also doesn't make any sense for the characters.
Oh, okay, good. If you
In
found
the
an
time
in-universe
it's
reason.
taken Trill to say this, Ao has picked her way through the difficult terrain and is halfway down the staircase.
Okay, then.
Mag turns to the 3 and says, "You're ready to find your ways back home? Do you know your way out of here?"
Oh, sure. You just...
And seeing the hesitation, Mag using the handle of her maul, she sketches a brief map of the way out. So then you'll need to hang. It'll be your second left. The first left you should avoid because there may be more basilisks over there. Oh, and whatever you do,
Basilisk?
if you see anything appealing on a shelf, don't touch it.
I'm not making any promises, but... And he waves his hand to you as he grabs the wrist of the skulk woman, and he starts talking to her about the films of John Waters and disappears at the front.
And Istan will call over to Beck. Mag, come on! We're losing Ao. She's halfway down the stairs already.
If Mag turns to look at Istan, he sees Falxi Orshendil, the drow, saying, "If you ever make it down to Ildaris, come say hi." And he leaves as well.
Should we do a side quest to Ildaris and just go say hi?
Sounds
Right? This feels like
fantastic.
that
I love
time.
it. Let's just
Feels
go
like-
follow him right now. He's so moody, and he's got this real Heathcliff vibe. I'm into it.
Oh.
But I want to go to Baltimore.
Well, we could split up the party, right? Make Lars do a divide.
Episode 100, we always said it's time to split the party.
It's about damn time.
So you head down these stairs, and you once more find yourselves a few minutes after you left it in the cozy confines of the Warped Brew Tavern.
Ao, before entering into the tavern, switches back to Morlock mode.
Okay. The situation seems the same as it was when you left. It's just a group of sad Morlocks being looked over by Lalazanx, the Drider bouncer. To refresh your memory, there are the areas that you have at least partially explored back behind the bar to the north. There is another door leading out on the southern side of the bar, and then there is a double door leading out on the western edge. Based on where your tokens are right now on the map, it looks like Ao is surging forwards. Is that sort of what's happening right now?
Yes. I think in her mind, where the 3 folks they just rescued were hung on the hooks, because it seemed like maybe someone was going to come and maybe take at least the drow, to whose name I'm going to continue to refuse to learn.
Falxy Orchard?
Yeah, that one. He seemed to think someone was coming there maybe to get him. I think she's headed back there to go through one of the doors there, and the theory that was a waiting chamber for folks taking people to the process.
The bartender again calls out,
No, don't. You're not allowed back there.
Nang nang, bonobo, she says. We've got more celebrating to do from our incredible victory just moments ago. She grabs a stein, slams it back, and heads back into the room that they came from.
So you step back into this kitchen. The heinous smells still as bad as they were before, but now with 3 fewer potential food sources hanging from the hooks. As you step in, you again see that the 2 sort of unexplored areas here in this room are a door leading off to the east and a hallway leading off to the west.
Ao, what do you want to do? This is your game plan.
Once she's in that space, she transforms back into Ao. She gives Trill a hard look, and she goes clockwise, obviously.
Oh,
and walks down the hallway to the left.
You step down the hallway, and it stretches out into the darkness in front of you until Mag joins you with the Wayfinder lighting up a northern-facing hallway with a door at the end going to the east.
Ao sort of begrudgingly lets Mag take the lead and is unusually close behind for her usual possible encounter MO.
Yeah, so Mag is happy to head to the door and take the lead. And as Istin files in behind her to take second place, Mag looks back over her shoulder and gives just a little extra look of evaluation to him before she opens the door.
Is anybody else doing anything as you're exploring?
I mean, Trill's doing her usual thing of inspecting the walls, checking everything, seeing if there's any new secret doors.
Ao's looking for traps and for people who are responsible for the process.
Okay.
I guess Istin will be detecting magic.
Okay. Istin does detect some magic.
Oh.
No.
On the door?
Well, that's not really how detect magic works. It's just like if you're within 30 feet of magic, you sense it.
Got it. Hang on there for a second, Mag. Maybe let me take a look at that door for a second. And he'll see if he can find any traps.
Sure. Istin and Ao and Trill all are sort of searching around. You take a look at that door. None of you see any traps on this thing.
Phew.
All right. Must have been from the next room, I guess.
Open the door, Mag! Ao
Mag
shouts
opens-
impatiently down the
Yeah.
hallway.
Always let the teenager make your plans for you.
Ao just fixes him with an awkward, hard stare.
We try not to, but it does happen.
Ao fires an arrow like right above Mag's head in a sort of threatening way.
Oh, dear.
And you're worried about me being a difficult person to work with, Mag.
As this arrow pins itself into the ceiling above Mag's head, Mag realizes that she's looking into a circular chamber that is plainly used for storage. There are casks stacked along its rounded walls, but dull silver fills faded runes carved into the stone walls.
Oh, I think Trill knows what this is. Trill kind of squeezes through everyone's legs and looks at these faded runes. Goes,
Oh, this must be another elevator stop. The transporter elevator stop. We can activate this.
Like the ones on the other floors.
Yeah.
And Mag turns to Istin. We've been in rooms before elsewhere with similar markings, and our impression is that you can, or I guess, have we actually moved between them?
Yeah, we did it. We did it off camera that you guys activated the portals on floors 1, 2, 3, and 4. You did not find the portal on floor 5, but you have 4 working portals on the first floor. On the first 4 stories of this dungeon.
first floor floors. Wait, whoa, well, that is hard to say.
The first 4 floors.
Dang.
It's a doozy.
First 4 floors. First 4 floors.
Ao rests her back against the wall outside the door and says, Trill, activate it. We gotta go. There's no one's destroying people's lives in here. We gotta go.
I have to say, I know she was an evil, worshipper of some outer nightmare goddess that preys on the undead. But this is bloody brilliant! Look at these runes! And he starts scratching his beard, sort of cheerfully looking at the teleporter.
It does make it easier to get around.
I mean, right? Can you imagine implementing this as a mass transit system? It'd be amazing.
So Lars, how long does it take to do the ritual to activate one of these?
Well, let's talk about rituals. This is the first time we're doing a ritual here on microphone on the show. The deal with a ritual is that there is always a primary check that is done by the primary caster. Then there are secondary checks done by any number of support casters who aid in the doing of the ritual. Each ritual has a skill that can be done by the primary caster and a number of skills that can be done by the secondary casters. In the case of the Awaken Portal ritual, which you found in the paperwork, I believe, on the desk of Volek Azrene.
That sounds right.
You know, again, also because you've done this on 4 other floors, that it takes 1 hour, and that the potential checks that the primary caster can do are Arcana or Occultism. And the secondary checks must be either Arcana or Occultism, the same one that is being done by the primary caster. The way that this works is first we get the check from the secondary casters as they prepare the scene for the ritual. They do various things like moving around the space, aligning the runes, like, saging the area, that kind of thing. You'll have a check that you make with a certain DC. If you critically succeed on that check, you give the primary caster a +2 to their check. If you regular succeed, you have no effect, no bonus, no penalty. If you fail as a secondary caster, you mess up the setting and the primary caster takes a -4 circumstance penalty to their check. If you critically fail, it's the same as that, but you also reduce the degree of success of the primary skill check by 1 step.
Wow.
So if you guys want to do this ritual, that's going to be an hour. We're going to get a check from any secondary casters, and then we're going to get a check from the primary caster. And I will let you know from the experience that you have had looking at the Awaken Portal rituals, descriptions, and so on, that a critical success and a success are both going to make this portal able to immediately teleport its contents from here to any of the other portals that you previously awakened. However, if you fail, you will become Stupefied 1 for 24 hours, And if you critically fail, a hostile creature is drawn through the portal and immediately attacks anyone present.
How does AO feel about us taking the time to do this?
I don't think she wants to do that at all.
Yeah, like where would we be going through the portal
Let
elevator?
us get out, right? Like if I see the utility eventually for like then we can jump to other floors, but I don't think AO wants any part of an hour of this right now.
If I may, there was some potential utility in getting 3 hostages.
Right. We could have just brought them up to another floor.
Instead of sticking them in a bag and suffocating them?
Oh, well. Yeah. Let's go find them and we'll bring them back
Bring 'em back.
down
Yeah.
and apologize.
And then summon a monster to kill them accidentally.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so good.
I love that idea.
I think maybe Trill has reminded everyone what's required of this, and I was like, let's do this later. I don't even know what this thing would be good for. This isn't, it's not hurting anyone. The process is hurting people.
Okay, we'll come back to this later, AO.
Well, when she's right, Istin says and turns on his heel to go out.
So you turn around and walk right back down the hallway into the kitchen. The only doors from here, other than the hallway you just came through, is the door back into the tavern or this door leading off to the east.
She goes over to the door to the east. They said someone was coming to get them here. It has to be this one.
Well, Mag's ready to open, pending any secret doors, more magic, etc. Mag's ready to go in.
So Mag opens the door and steps into a storage room leading off of the kitchen. There are spare chairs and shelves filled with grimy bottles and poorly cleaned dishes filling the room. There's another door leading off to the north.
Trill starts checking around the storage room to see if there's any secret doors.
So Trill starts searching.
AO's looking for traps and treasure.
Yeah, for goodies.
Okay.
Istin will detect magic, I guess.
Istin does detect some magic.
That's just me, Istin. Come on.
I'm kidding.
That's just me.
Unmagical, you certainly are, Lars.
Oh, boy.
Oh, pretty boy.
Here we go.
But as Ao and Trill search the room, you don't find anything of interest in here.
This isn't where they're doing it. And AO goes to the next door. Mag, open the door. What are you doing?
Sorry, I thought I heard a thud downstairs that would have been a child. So
We don't
Out
have
of
time for
character.
that.
But I don't think it was. I think it was the heat turning on. So what would that look like in world? Mag suddenly jumps, starts, and looks above herself and to the left, and then shakes her head and opens the door.
Mag opens the door, and as you look into this next room, you see that there is a fuzzy yellow moss covering the shelves of another supply room.
I'm so sorry, Lars.
Trill immediately spots some kind of poisonous mold spores
Don't go in there.
all over the walls. And you get the sense that if you were to step in here, you would be potentially exposed to a hazardous mold, but that potentially somebody with knowledge of survival could potentially remove this mold without triggering the spores.
That'd be Mag. Mag has okay survival, but could we try Mage Hand first? Have the Mage Hand go in and look around, see if
Yeah.
there's anything in there that's worth doing, or to bag up all the spores or something.
Yeah, Trill explains to AO what's going on in that room.
Hey, none of us should step in there, but we gotta find out what's in. If there's another door, do you wanna
Yeah.
try and use your hand?
And like at the phrase hand, AO sort of like flinches a little. She's like, yeah, I'll send the one in there.
It's powerful.
Trill's like trying to boost AO up.
So you search around the room, both with this mage hand feeling around the wall, and you can also use your eyes from the door. You don't get the sense that there are any secret passages, secret doors, or anything in here, but you do find some kind of bottle on the shelves that have been lost to this mold for Lord knows how long. But there is a bottle that has been left behind that the hand is able to grab a hold of.
It floats the hand. The hand floats the bottle back, and Ao holds it out and takes it. What is this?
It looks gross.
This is gross.
It's a bottle of a healing potion that has become like kind of congealed and lumpy. It sort of sloshes back and forth.
Does that make it more powerful?
Lumpy heels.
If anybody wants to do a identify check on this, spend 10 minutes trying to see if this thing looks like it would be more or less potent. If it looks like it's been compromised in any way, you can do that for sure.
Would that be occult or crafting?
Any magic skill, occult, nature, arcana, or religion.
Ooh.
Trill will take a look at it with occult.
Istin will take a look with arcana.
All right.
And while that's happening, Mag would like to also look at the mold with, I guess, either survival or swamp lore.
So as you look at this mold, while the rest of your group starts looking at this potion, you reach similar conclusions to Trill. You could use your knowledge of survival to try to get in there and scrape the mold away from the wall. That would require a survival check that would be about like disabling that mold. And if that works, it works. If it doesn't work, you might trigger the spores to explode out of this fungus along the wall. So as Mag is considering that, Istin takes a look at this potion and decides that it is, even though it's lumpy, even though it's messed up, this is just as good as any moderate healing potion would be.
Oh, awesome.
Moderate's good. It's better than what we've had before.
Moderate is real good. 3d8 plus 10 hit points if you drink it.
Wow.
Ao looks at Istin. She's like, why don't you take this? She sort of casts a quick glance over at Meg. We haven't been the most generous with you. You seem like an all right guy. As long as you're going to help me in the process, right? And she gets up in his face again.
And he'll grin and pat her on the head and say, absolutely.
Maybe don't pat her on the head. She might bite.
Oh, no,
Does
I
she
can't
have a
do
bite
that.
Flavor bite.
Flavor.
Oh, a figurative bite. Right. Sorry, I meant nothing by it. Only to express affection.
Istin's able to tuck that moderate healing potion into a pouch on his hip. Is Mag going to go in and try to mess with this mold at all?
Oh, God, Mag should probably have made a move for that healing potion. She just loves taking stuff from Istin.
Fight,
Too late.
fight.
No, I don't think Mag's level of interest in this mold is sufficient. I don't think it's worth the time or the risk, and we've managed to look through the room without it. So Mag, takes one last look in there. She's curious about what it is, but she's not going to bother with it.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do I give the hero point to the person whose idea it was to use the mage hand, or do I give the hero point to the user of the mage hand?
I feel like the idea. I think the idea is the key thing.
All right, David. For managing to retrieve that potion without blowing up all of the mold in your face, I think that's smart play. Hero point.
Do I get
hero
another
point
one
you.
for then not wandering in there anyway and resulting in needing to use the hero point and or the healing potion to fix myself?
I will let you know if you had chosen to go in the room and dismantle the mold after you got all the stuff out of the room, I would not have given you the hero point.
That's it.
Well done.
Yeah. That feels like
I think that was the right call.
extremely good GMing as well.
Oh, thank you.
That's,
Hero point for
that's
me.
exactly.
Ballast
exactly.
I mean,
point for
your
you.
face was very obvious, Lars, as to what the right action was.
So now that I have the hero point, I am going to go in there.
Robin, if you are running a game like this, you never know. what people are going to do. It may seem very obvious to you, but people do not know. It
Like
is,
when I suggest to go down other
I
stairs.
could not believe, whatever. I don't want to talk to you about that. Let's keep moving on.
I'm just trolling you. You know it.
Ao goes back out into the main room and she's like, we got to find where they're coming from. We know they visit the bar. It has to be a door off the bar.
Maybe those double doors. Those look like that there's something about them that seemed almost maybe not ceremonial, but like that was an important passageway.
That's right, she says, and she turns back into a Morlock to go into the room.
So you're stepping out through these double doors leading to the west out of the tavern.
Yeah, they come back into the room and Morlock Modeo says something like, "Oh, this is such a good party. We're taking the party on the road," which of course sounds like "Nang Nang Bonobo."
Yeah, and as you do that, the various Morlocks sitting around are murmuring appreciatively at the band that managed to beat Rita and the Shadows coming back through one more time.
Maybe we're always singing "Come On, Eileen." Wasn't that our song? So each
that was
time
a
we
Trill
come through,
attempted,
we're all
yeah.
like,
Trill keeps playing a couple chords as she's walking through.
So you're passing through these double doors leading out what looks like maybe the front door of the tavern.
"Oh, look at us with the obvious choices last."
Usually how
yes.
we roll.
You step into a 10-foot wide hallway with much lower ceilings than you have seen elsewhere on this floor. It seems as though the bar gets the nice architecture. This area, as you step into it, is low-ceilinged and cramped.
Well, this is comfortable.
It's a Magger struggling, I imagine.
Right, it's like those scenes in the Lord of the Rings movies where all of a sudden the hobbits they've scaled the hobbits and they're tiny and someone's
Gandalf
and is bending over and their heads bumping into the ceiling.
Yeah, Mag is maybe less comfortable here than she has, certainly than she was on the floor immediately above, with the like very tall ceilings, very wide hallways that were used years and years ago to move these, larger arena-ready monsters towards the arena and towards battle. This hallway seems as though it has seen a lot less action in the past than the hallways above.
As they're walking down, Trill's continuing to inspect the wall.
Trill looks around the hallway looking for secret doors and the like, and does not uncover much. On the way to a double door leading off to the west, and then another double door leading off to the north.
Clockwise?
And Morlock Ao nods clockwise and checks the door for traps or anything she might be able to hear.
Clockwise is the door to the west?
Correct.
Okay.
Apparently.
You're scouting, and then maybe you'll shift back into avoiding notice, is what it sounds like.
Correct.
Maybe. Okay, so Ao puts her ear to the door. Could you give me a blind perception check, please? You don't hear much on the other side of this door. It seems like this next room is empty.
And also filled with midflits. It's empty. I don't know. Maybe this is the way to the process chamber. Mag, can you open it up?
Yes, Mag. We'll do that.
Okay.
Mag opens the door to the process chamber.
And as you open the door, is Ao you're shifting back into avoiding notice? I'm just trying to, the thing is, like, I think, Zoe, I think that Ao is generally speaking avoiding notice, but I don't know if she's so fixated on the process right now that she's not doing that. That's why I keep asking. Yeah,
no, it's a good question. I think for the first couple doors she was not. I think now this is a big enough door that I think she's letting Mag and Istin go. Like she's focused on what they're doing, but I think she is hanging back. She's still a Morlock, though. I think she's decided this is Morlock territory, so she's going to stay a Morlock.
Okay. You push these double doors open, and you see a large pentagonal room with stairs leading down further below on the southern wall. There are shackles, chains, blood stains obscuring a stone floor. When you open this door, beyond those details, the first thing that you see is a large, grotesque, nightmare creature.
Oh no.
Emitting whooshing sounds as tendrils swoop around from a twisted mass of limbs, arms where they shouldn't be, a gaping mouth with a smaller mouth inside of it.
Oh no, is this another cast off?
Tentacles whipping all over the place. If you've seen John Carpenter's The Thing, and what are you doing if you haven't seen that movie?
I haven't actually.
Stop right now.
It's so good.
Go watch it.
Turn
Okay,
this
bye, guys.
podcast off.
I actually have to go because I haven't seen it.
Same. I'll meet you in the TV room. No.
This creature has a face, but beyond that, it's a twisted mass of limbs and tentacles and Lord knows what else.
The fingers coming out of its head. We've seen a lot of gross stuff, and this is the grossest by far.
I'm seeing like femurs stick out and it looks like multiple jaws.
The moment you open the door, it sees Istin and looks as though it is furious, violently angry at Istin specifically. And I need you to all, please, roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
So, Lars, would you say it's too late to make an impression?
Oh, yeah. This is, I think, the first, like, really nasty, flesh-warped thing you have seen. You've seen grothlets, which are failed attempts at flesh warping. You've seen driders. This thing is much worse than a drider. Whatever it is that was twisted into this shape has suffered a much more nightmarish fate than whatever it is that Lalazanx had to go through.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, let's see how everybody did. Robin, how are you doing today with initiative?
I told you I wasted my roll before we started when I was trying a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
And
We were
I ended
rolling
up-
dice just for fun before we started recording. Robin rolled really well a number of times.
Anyone who rolls dice know you don't want to blow your load and waste your good dice before
Jesus.
you start the game.
We still doing phrasing?
Well, Robin, I'm sorry. What did you wind up rolling?
So I had a 2 on the die for a 15.
Oh, okay. That's very
Sucks for
bad.
Trill.
That's not good. A low Trill initiative is not what you want. Zoe, how
All
did
I've had for
Ao do as she was hiding out on the other side of the door? How did Ao do on this initiative?
Hiding, but on high alert, right? Lady on a mission, 32.
Okay. I'm going to let you know you rolled higher than this creature, this strange aberration. So you're going to be able to get your surprise attack off against them in the first round. David, how did Mag do?
20 on the die.
Oh,
So that's a 30 for Mag. Coming in just after AO.
nice.
all right. So Mag, ready for this. Mag, not surprised to see whatever this is. And how did Istin do? As this creature is specifically focused on Istin for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think that threw him off his game because I got a 2 on the die for a 12. So not very fast.
All right. Here's the deal. We're at the beginning of round 1 of this combat. You are standing in the northeastern corner of a large room with 2 staircases going down to a floor below, and this macabre, twisted mass of limbs, flesh, rib cages, and mouths focused on Istin specifically.
That fits nicely with head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Limbs,
Knees and toes.
flesh, rib cages, and mouths. Rib cages and mouths.
Flesh warped elementary
Flesh
schools.
warping.
Shockingly, they invest more in education than a lot of the states of our
Right.
great
They
union
understand
do.
the different needs of their students. Yeah.
Yes. It's Ao's turn. Ao, hidden from this creature at the beginning of combat, has an opportunity to start things off decisively. What will she do?
First thing she wants to understand is how she can possibly hurt this thing as much as possible. So she does a recall knowledge on it.
Sure. It seems like occultism is likely to be the skill of choice as you try to determine what you know about this.
Great. Better. Makes me happier than when you say religion or survival. Secret check.
Yeah, if you just go ahead and click one of these checks that I throw into chat, that'll do it. So, Ao knows that this is something called an Chernicoff.
Ooh. Like a unicorn?
What this is, and this is something that Ao probably knows from leafing through the books at Rin Savinxi's shop. This is a flesh-warped creature that is made from a surface elf. An elf living on the surface of Galarian.
Oh, yikes.
This elf has been subjected to cruel and humiliating flesh-warping practices. And you know that they take particular umbrage towards elves specifically.
Checks out.
The main thing that you know about an Chernicoff is that it is famous for being able to let off a nightmarish scream that shatters the minds of anybody foolish enough to come close to it.
Ao spends her remaining 2 actions covering her ears and ducking. No. Does she know anything about saves? What saves this thing is good or bad at?
I think if you want to give me another recall knowledge check, I can give you the save, the lowest save.
I don't, because I want 2 actions left. I just want you to tell me the save thing now as part of the first one.
No, I get it.
Okay, cool. I thought I'd let the awkward silence linger just
Okay.
in case it might work out.
No, I understood it.
And she locks eyes with Isthin. Our moment has come to process what happened with your dad. It's an elf. This is horrifying. We have to put it out of its misery. And she fires off 2 quick shots from Chompers, who she's had at the ready. The first one is a 29.
29 hits as the arrow from Chompers lodges itself in this twisted flesh of this large, misshapen elf.
And that does 17 points of damage. That includes my sneak attack damage, right?
It does, yes.
Do we add 100 to it because it's the 100th episode? Is that a thing? That we
Oh, I
do?
like that.
I don't know. Do we have a hero point card that does that?
The math checks out.
Okay.
Listeners, it's time to get a plus 100 in there.
The math in this
Yeah.
game is so fine-tuned.
And then the second one is a 2 on the die for 12.
Okay, I am loving the animation in here.
It's
in
great.
Foundry that is happening as these things are
Yeah,
going
the
on.
animation module in Foundry is fantastic. That arrow clangs off of one of the protruding ribs coming out of this creature's torso, and it is now Mag's turn.
To drink something, is that 2 actions? Like
It'll-
you got to spend an action to pick it up and then an action to drink it? Or is
If
it 1?
If it's in your hand, it'll take an action to drink it, but otherwise you'll have to spend an action to draw it out. Unless it's in your backpack, in which case it's going to take more actions to first take off your backpack, use 2 hands to pull that thing out, and then so on.
Well, I'm gonna really tempted to go up and take a first whack at it, but learning this information from AO about the particular, I guess, like shriek of this thing and its effects, Mag is instead gonna hang back for just a moment. She removes a vial from her pouch of Bravo's brew This flask of foaming beer grants courage. For the next hour after drinking this elixir, you gain a +1 bonus to will saves or +2 when attempting will saves against fear.
All right.
So Mag drinks it. And then with her last action, having been so very prudent, Mag will finish her preparation for the battle by raging. Mag uses her hard-earned pre-monster turn to stand in one place and do fiddly stuff.
I am so proud of you, David, for drinking that potion. I think that's real. It's such a good move. I'm so happy
Really?
that you did that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was not feeling super confident in it.
No, for sure.
2 actions is a lot of actions.
No, it's good. It's good. Nobody uses consumables, and they absolutely should. What are they doing?
Yeah, no, I love consumables except for how many actions they take to use in the middle of combat. That's why I never do it.
Yeah, you're going to want to use another action also at the beginning of your next turn to re-grip your maul in 2 hands because you had to.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Okay. So the Urna Curse at this point starts awkwardly sort of shifting across the floor in a pained way.
It was too slow to get to us.
It moves 5 feet forwards towards Istin and then grunts just and a tentacle slams out from its body towards Istin, and it's a 33 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. First off, I want to let you know what happens to Istin. He's going to take 21 points of slashing damage, but he also feels his mind starting to get overwhelmed by images of a ruined life. And I need you to make the will save I just put into chat.
Alrighty. 19 on the die for a 31.
Huge. That succeeds. Istin loves life too much to be taken
He does,
down by a vision of a ruined one.
Fact.
Checks out.
At least he was that first time because another tentacle comes out.
Oof.
That time, it's a 35 to hit.
That is a critical hit.
Yikes.
Meaning that Istin's going to take 44 points of damage
Ouch.
Dang.
as once more these images of a ruined life start creeping into the edges of his mind.
All right. I'm going to use a hero point to reroll that 5 on the die. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a little bit better this time. That is an 8 on the die, so it's a
better.
little bit
It's
better.
better.
It's a lot
Yeah.
better. That's not a critical failure. This time it's just a failure.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Istin considers his life and how things have maybe gone wrong now that he is confronted here by this large Urna Curse. And he's now stunned 2, meaning that he
Ooh.
loses 2 actions on his next turn.
Woof.
Yikes.
It is now Trill's turn as she sees twin tentacles from this massive aberration focus single-mindedly on the half-elf in the corner of the room.
Question.
Yeah.
Did we figure out anything about their his saves?
No, but if you'd like
No.
to, you can make a
Okay.
recall knowledge check to determine what you know.
Well, Trill's instead gonna start with something that's much more Trill. So Trill's I'm just trying to decide between Inspire Courage and Dirge of Doom. Because no matter what, I have to save another focus point from that information we got from AO. In case I need to counter performance. Thinking ahead.
Right.
I think I'm going to Inspire Courage, actually. So Trill's going to Lingering Comp into Inspire Courage, her usual game. That is a critical success at 35.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right, 4 rounds of Inspire
Come
Courage
on, Eileen.
ready to go.
Indeed.
Trill's
Indeed.
got...
That was the name of this elf before they got all effed up.
No.
That's right.
We just made it so real.
Come on, Eileen. Stop being...
Come on, Eileen. Oh,
Such a
poor
flesh-warped
Eileen.
horror.
So everybody gets
Alrighty.
4 rounds of Inspire Courage.
The other name problem I'm having with this thing is that I know I said unicorn before. It really sounds like Unicourse, which is a Bluey episode. Anyway, so I just keep picturing a unicorn puppet.
I love Unicourse. I'm a big Unicourse mark.
Tell me you're a mom of small children without telling me you're a mom of small children.
Yeah, no, it was right there. And Unicourse looks almost the exact opposite of this thing.
Yeah, Unicorse is pretty charming.
I keep hearing earn a curse, as in like, come on down and you can earn a curse. You can earn a curse. You can all earn curses at the amazing curse store.
I mean, that's maybe sort of what's going to happen. Trill, what is up with Trill's remaining 2 actions?
So for Trill's remaining 2 actions, I feel like looking at the size of this thing, that its fortitude is going to be stronger than its will, just from what I've learned from playing the game. So Trill is going to cast Daze on this thing to try and debuff it a little bit.
Okay, this creature is going to make a will save.
Yeah.
How much damage is coming to it as I consider what this will save is going to do?
11.
I rolled a 1 on the die, a 17 save.
That's a critical failure.
oh, that's so huge.
Okay, that means I take double damage. That is 22 points of mental damage.
And you
And
stunned
I'm
1.
stunned 1.
I think
That
that just saved Istan's bacon.
is how you use Daze.
You have the other person roll a 1.
That's right.
This is Daze country, guys. You are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Nice job.
So
4 rounds
I'm
of Inspire
assuming-
Courage and Daze. This is a hell of a bard. There's a lot of bard stuff going on.
Battle Bard. Okay. So that's Trill's turn.
The Earn a Curse is stunned 1. Unfortunately, Istan, whose turn it is now, is stunned 2.
Oof.
So I have 1 action.
So you have
after-
1 action on your turn as you get control of your body back, just in time to do 1 quick thing.
This is never my favorite thing to do, but I think Istan needs to give ground right now. Like,
Yeah.
he's not too proud to make a tactical retreat. So
Get behind me, pretty boy.
fight the gnome! Fight the gnome!
You got to do your processing in your own space.
And Istan will drop back into the hallway which they came from and just kind of try to get out of range.
And as Istan runs back behind his companions, it's the beginning of round 2. This Earn a Curse is stunned and is slowly advancing towards the double door that you opened when you first saw it. All of the 4 of you are standing in the hallway leading back to the welcoming doors of the Warped Brew Tavern, as this creature is relentlessly shambling after you. Ao, at this point, is on the front line. What is she going to do?
I would love if this thing were flat-footed. I think my only option for that...
Dude, delay. I'm going to trip it. Or at least try.
Okay. Then I think maybe Mag shouts over to Ao, like... Ah! Or whatever
Yeah, so-
it sounds like when Mag, is making a plan.
Something
And
like
Ao
that.
sort of, more like Ao casts her eyes at Mag and wiggles her elbow, saying, go ahead.
So Ao waits until Mag moves. What is Mag going to do with this move?
Well, first, Mag needs to spend an action to re-grip her maul with the second hand. Oh no, if I do that, then I can't trip it. All right, a one-handed strike it is for the moment.
The maul is not usable with one hand.
Oh. Well, shit, then I can't trip it. Or I can only trip it. If I trip it, I can't hit it.
Could you punch it?
You don't have to get it flat-footed on my account. Like, I can also try to hide from it or do a distraction or something.
Yeah. I could run to it. I just feel badly telling you to delay on it, and now I'm not going to be able to follow through.
It doesn't change what I would have done.
No. And I actually, I think it's good anyway, because I'm going to step into this doorway, which will at least has some chance of keeping it farther away from y'all. I guess it has a pretty long reach, but I want to try to stop it in its tracks and give everybody room to stay back from it. So Mag will grip the maul with her second hand. She will step forward into the room and will make a maul strike. And that's a 23 to hit.
That's gonna miss. Mag runs in, stumbles a little bit as she does so, and her maul just glances off of the Urna Curse.
Cool turn, bro.
It is now, again, Ao's turn, unless you'd like to delay some more.
Nope. Ao attempts to get this thing distracted now that there's more going on in the room. Flavor voice throw, if you're cool with that, Lars, just
Sure.
for fun, of from the back corner of the room. Poor Eileen here just hears Tura Lura Tura Lura. Eh." Just a weird little as if on a tin pan flute that Ao plays in an effort to get her to whip around.
You send your voice into the room, and it doesn't seem as though this creature is willing to bite on this diversion that you've created.
And with that, Ao, horrified by this thing, throws out Teeth to Terror. She's seen how well a will save check worked for Trill. And this is a spell she's not gotten to use yet. But it causes Eileen here to believe that her teeth are falling out, crawling along her face, and stabbing into her body.
Jeepers creepers.
And from the face of Eileen that we've got here, she's got a lot of teeth. So that's got to be pretty upsetting if you're Eileen.
For sure. All right. How much damage is coming at this Urna Curse?
It will be 2d4 mental and then 1d4 persistent, depending on its will
Great.
save.
Go ahead and roll that damage, please.
A big 5, but the idea is a slow, steady chip away.
Okay. I rolled a 25 on my saving throw, which I think means that's a success. Is that correct?
Yes, so you take half damage and no persistent mental damage.
Okay.
So this is gone boringly.
2 damage to the Urna Curse as its teeth do not cram themselves into its own throat.
I guess they do, but not in a super upsetting way. Just like in kind of a fun way.
Yeah, I mean, it's already kind of got teeth in its throat from the picture you shared with us.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it succeeded on its save. At the beginning of the Urna Curse's turn, it is going to lose 1 action because it is stunned. It looks frustrated at Mag for blocking its ability to get any closer to the rest of everybody behind Mag. So it is going to focus exclusively on Mag. Mag sees this creature stretch itself wide open, its mouth turning into 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, chomping down on top of her.
Dislike.
That's a 23 to hit.
Ah, that does hit because of my rage lowered armor class.
Oh,
That's going to be 25 points of piercing damage as you feel these teeth sink into you, and then a tentacle whips out towards Ao.
Whoa, it can reach that far?
That one is a
wild.
23 to hit.
that just misses because Ao is not raging.
That's
And
good.
then the Urna Curse is going to shift backwards away from Mag.
Wait. You get 4 actions?
Do I get 4 actions? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I do not get 4 actions. I'm not allowed to do anything. I was stunned. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Keeping you honest.
It's Trill's turn.
Trill is going to now attempt Ray of Enfeeblement. We're going to just keep trying to debuff this guy. So let's see how this goes. And Ray of Enfeeblement, I ended up with Inspire Courage at a 28.
So, that would hit if not for the fact that you're shooting through Mag. This creature has lesser cover. Their AC is boosted by 1, and that misses.
Oh no.
Brutal.
So
Even though it's
that
so big,
becomes
it's so big.
So does that become a failure? Is that how that one works?
I think that you only get
Because
to...
it's, or do you have to? Oh, if you succeed, the creature attempts a fortitude save. I understand now. Thank you for explaining.
Yes.
Forge. Oh, that sucks. I totally forgot that Mag would be blocking Trill's vision there. I should have let you say something before I just powered on through.
Hey, Mag is creating problems for both sides of the combat here. Mag is stopping this Urna Curse from getting any closer to you, and Mag threw off your shot. I'm going to call that one even Stevens.
Sure I can't have 4 actions this turn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Aww. Oh. You know what Trill's going to do instead?
What's that?
So I had 2 options. It was either recall knowledge or guidance.
Okay.
And I think handing guidance to Mag is the option.
All right.
Good old unlimited cantrip of guidance.
Great. What is that? Ooh.
You've used it before.
Yes, this one. I remember this one.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
guidance,
Trill.
you get a +1 status bonus to an attack roll, skill check. One of those 2. You choose how you want to use it.
Okay.
That won't stack with Inspire Courage
It won't?
because it's a status bonus and you can only use the highest status bonus. So since they're both the same,
Oh,
like,
so it won't
if
stack
it was
on
a-
Mag's attack?
it won't. Not with the Inspire Courage. You already gave her the
Yeah.
+1. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
she could.
Tricky.
Oh, and
So what was your other option there, Robin?
The other option is recall knowledge to try and figure out more weaknesses about
All
this
right.
creature.
Let's
do
do a
that
recall
instead.
knowledge. Go ahead and give me that first check in chat, please. Okay. Trill gets the sense that something is afflicting this Urna Curse, and it is frightened and weakened because of that. There's something going on with this creature that you identify fear in its eyes.
Okay. What does that mean for us?
Means that it has the frightened condition, and it seems like it is not shaking it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Trill
I wonder
communicates
if it's
that.
seeing an elf.
This is a debuff during a curse? Yikes.
Yeah. The fact that it's already debuffed is terrifying.
And that's it for
Right?
Trill's turn. Istin is wounded. Back in the hallway. What is he going to do? He's got 3 actions.
Yeah. First action, reach into his pouch, grab the potion of moderate lumpy healing.
Okay.
Second action, he's going to point his staff at the Urna Curse, and he is also going to cast Daze on it,
All right.
following Trill's lead there.
How much damage am I looking at coming to this Urna Curse?
Let's see. 6 damage.
I rolled another 1 on the die. This Urna Curse once more takes double mental damage
Oh my god.
and is now stunned one more time.
Oh, I love
Oh my
it.
gosh.
That was amazing.
Wow.
Holy crow,
Fear
that worked out
conditions really
lucky.
affecting it.
At the top of round 3, here's the situation. 3 of you are back in this hallway. Mag is going toe to toe with this Urna Curse that you have just realized is afflicted with something that is throwing its mental capabilities off. It is struggling to get towards the elf, waiting for it in the hallway, contending with Mag as the rest of you are also contending with Mag's impedance on your offense. Mag, you're in a situation. Do you let this Urna Curse through so I can do cool stuff, or do you maintain what it is that's happening? Who knows what it is that you're going to do? It's Mag's turn.
Who can say?
I'm going to do the second one. Mag is going to execute a 2-action knockdown, which starts with a regular melee strike. And then if it's successful, I can spend an action to try and trip without the trip being subject to the multiple attack
Great.
penalty.
Let's get that first strike for
So
the knockdown
let's-
then.
Let's see
Ho-ho!
whether that hits. And that
You gotta draw. Nice. 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 Nice.
Nice.
hits
Nice.
in a special way.
Okay, this crit card, Thunderstrike, the target is deafened until healed. but it's a crit effect, which means you can choose to replace your Maul's crit effect, which is to knock a creature over, with this effect if you would like that.
Wow, I actually get to choose.
It's a beautiful moment, babe. The 100th episode. You finally, the choice is yours.
It's 100th episode miracle.
And you're not trapped with the crit deck.
I'll apply regular damage. I think we want this thing to be able to
It's
hear
not a
all
damage
of the-
issue. The question is, do you deafen it or do you knock it over?
Oh. Well, is it possible it being deaf would be bad for us? Because it wouldn't be able to hear all the terrible things we're doing to it?
I don't
Is that
think
how that
deafen's
works?
honestly
Well, we know
that
it
powerful.
screams. How does deafened work? Like, will it keep it from screaming if we deafen it?
The deafen, you automatically critically fail perception checks that require you to be able to hear. You take a penalty to perception checks for initiative. That doesn't matter. If you perform an action with the auditory trait, which you know its scream that it does has, you must succeed at a DC 5 flat check or the action is lost.
Oh.
Huh.
It's only a DC 5.
So it's either
Say.
that or I knock it over and
it's
get to use
prone?
the crushing rune. I think regular crit damage.
But you also are already
I
trying
will-
to knock it over, David.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. You
And
think I should deafen it?
also, a 25% chance that an auditory effect might fail is a lot better than a 100% chance that it works.
That it succeeds. All right. Well, I still
That's
get my
100th episode logic right there.
I still get my double crit damage,
Base 10!
right?
Yes.
All right. Then let's deafen it. That's fun. I don't know. Never hit anything so hard it stopped being able to hear her before. That's on Mag's bucket list, smash it list.
Mag deafens this creature and does how much damage?
40 damage.
40 damage, a massive hit against this Urna Curse. Because of your crushing rune, it is also clumsy and enfeebled, but it is not knocked prone because you've chosen to go with the crit card instead. That was just the first action of this 2-action knockdown from Mag. As you crunch into this aberrant creature, its tentacles swing around, its teeth gnash at you, and you can use your one more action with your maul to attempt to trip this creature.
And that is a 21 to trip.
21
Not able to do
versus its reflex DC. That works.
Whoa!
Awesome.
So you knock the
Wow.
Urna Curse prone. Huge turn for Mag.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
That was
Beautiful
only
thing.
2 actions,
That's
right?
only
Don't
2
you get
actions.
one more?
That's nuts. Just out of curiosity, would
Yeah.
assurance and athletics have worked there? Probably not, right?
Let's see, your proficiency
Level 6.
modifier at this point is what? Athletics?
15.
It's not 15. It's 4 plus your level. It's 10. Would that have worked? Yes. That easily would have worked. Assurance and
Wow.
athletics would have knocked it over.
Huh. What a good feat. Okay. I guess with my last turn, I'm just gonna try to take another strike at it. I mean, it's a giant multiple attack penalty, but I can't think of anything better to do.
All right.
Nothing to learn. I'm not gonna learn anything. It's already scared.
All right.
I can't really craft it. So here goes.
There's so many status effects on this thing.
That's an 18 on the die for 24.
I'll tell you what, it was worth the shot. That just misses. Mag wildly swings, still manages to come close to hitting this twisted, monstrous, elven thing. And as Mag's maul hits the ground, sending dust up into the air, it is now Ao's turn.
All right. Ao sees her moment. This thing is on the ground. It's flat-footed. She fires off 2 more quick arrows from Chompers at it. First one is a 33.
That absolutely hits. Your arrow finds its target.
That does 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage as this Urna Curse is looking not good as its tentacles flail around wildly as it grunts and moans.
And the second firing from Chompers is a 15.
That's going to miss.
And with that, Ao pulls out a scroll.
Okay, Ao grabs a scroll, and it is now the Chernicurse's turn. The Chernicurse opens its mouth as it is flailing around on the ground, and it starts trying to scream. This creature is deafened. Let's see if the deafenedness stops this auditory effect from going off. DC 5 flat check, 20 on the die. The scream happens. I need everybody within 10... Yes?
Counter performance?
Sure. If you want to do a counter performance.
Yep, within 20 feet of a saving throw against an auditory or visual effect.
Okay, using your last focus point here. So the way that counter performance works, you or an ally within 60 feet of you will be rolling a saving throw against an auditory or visual effect. They can choose to either use your performance check or use their save. So let's get that performance check as Trill's hand instinctively goes to the lute and starts blasting distracting music into the room.
And that's a 29.
A 29. The save that Mag is making right now is a will save, as this alien shriek of nightmarish horror and pain fills her ears. It's like a 1,000 mouths at once, opening and singing the worst, scariest thing you've ever heard. How did Mag do on her will save?
Like Vogon poetry, Mag crit failed it, so she's going to go ahead and take Trill's counter performance score instead.
Okay.
I will sign up for the 29, please.
So that is enough to succeed, meaning that Mag feels this song echoing in her head and she becomes stupefied for a round.
Okay.
Could be worse.
Could be easily worse.
I managed to crit fail that even with the Bravos brew.
Even
So
with
that
the
was-
Bravos brew. It's true.
That's how strong that, I guess, song is.
Yes.
It is now Trill's turn.
So Trill, after playing, so she's playing some really loud music, trying to distract Mag from the terrible sound. And Trill then immediately gets into a little electric rock. And Trill's going to cast Electric Arc. As she sees this thing struggling, and she's like,
I just gotta end this. It's gotta end. It's gotta end, guys.
How much damage is this electric arc looking like it's going to do?
so this would do 14 damage.
Okay, so tendrils of electricity course across the room as the Chernicurse tries to dodge out of the way and rolls a 20. That's going to fail.
22.
So that is
So sad.
14 points of damage to the Chernicurse as electricity surges through it. All of the various grotesque limbs twisted around itself that make up its body lighting up like a Christmas tree. Trill has one more action.
And with Trill's last action, okay, I got nothing. Trill's gonna, because guidance doesn't stack. Trill's just gonna raise her shield. I got
Okay,
nothing else.
Trill cast the shield cantrip. David, I have a confession to make. I calculated the thing with assurance and athletics completely wrong. It absolutely would not have worked. It's not even. I'm so sorry.
Assurance.
It's the 100th episode miracle.
It's Istin's turn.
I'm telling you.
Cool.
I forgot for a moment how game works. So, Istin looks terrible. This thing looks terrible. You're on opposite sides of the party. Its eyes still glancing at you hatefully. It wants to destroy you, and yet it is being held down by Mag. You want to destroy it, and yet you are almost dead. What will you do?
Istin is going to swig the potion.
Drinking this moderate healing potion. Its lumpy texture easing slowly down your throat. For how many points of
Ooh.
healing?
Sort of oily, too. So that is 21 points of healing.
All right.
Here we go. With his second action, Istin is going to stride up next to the Chernicurse. Here, next to Mag.
As you step out of this space, about 10 feet away from the Chernicurse, it lunges forwards to try to bite you with its jaws.
Oh, it has a reaction. God, I hope that misses.
It doesn't. It's a 30 to hit, and that is 22 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Good
Okay.
thing he healed.
Yeah, that's huge. Here we go.
And sorry, can that thing reacting and hitting Vadim trigger an attack of opportunity
Nope.
for Mag?
Opportunity attacks are for interact actions and moving, basically.
Okay.
Or manipulate actions and moving.
Yeah.
And then Istin is going to use his spinning staff focus spell
Ooh.
while he's still holding it one-handed.
It's a new
So
toy.
what happens is you spin your staff with this twirling flourish, attacking two foes. Oh, I'm sorry. This is, I thought you could use it against a single foe to make 2 attacks.
No.
I was wrong about that. So he will not do that. He will just make a strike.
Nice.
Regular old strike.
Istin heroically charging into battle, swinging his staff as he gets clobbered by this the jaws extending from this urna curse. What did you roll?
It's a 33.
That 33 hits.
Oh, awesome. All right. And let's roll damage. 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13 points of bludgeoning damage. The urna curse is still up.
Oh, come on.
At the beginning of round 4, Mag and Istin. Istin looking terrible. How does Mag react to Istin running so dangerously and drawing this strike? Does that get Mag's respect at all?
Some. Mag was unimpressed by the part where Istin was just immediately flattened and had to run away.
Don't know why you'd say that.
But that's circumstantial. And so she does esteem the bravery of getting back into the fray here.
All right. Mag and Istin stand toe-to-toe with this urna curse as Ao and Trill stand a few feet away in the hallway. What will Mag do? As this creature is on the ground, clumsy, enfeebled, frightened.
Stab it with the dagger of venom. No, she's going to bash it with the hammer. Let's finish this ridiculous thing once and for all. That is a 35 to hit.
And because of all of those bonuses, that is a critical hit on the urna curse.
Nice.
Oh, this is really what my day needed.
I like when it works out that way.
It's a crummy little damage roll. It's 24 points of damage. Is that enough to end this encounter?
It is enough. Mag's maul slams through the urna curse, and Ao sees the first strike in her vendetta against the flesh-warping operation here on the 6th floor of the Abomination vaults completed. Happy episode 100, everybody. We'll see you next week. We'll pick up from there next time.
Yeah.
So many teeth to collect.
Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. Paizo does not recognize, endorse, or sponsor this project in any way, and we are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in the Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. On our website, tabletopgold.com, you can learn more about us and our shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.